You're not stuck in your rank because of your aim. You're stuck because you're taking good fights at the worst possible times. Today, I'm showing you how to build the one skill that actually separates hard stuck players from those who dominate. Gamesense. It's not flashy and it won't give you a crazy TikTok clip, but when you get this right, every fight becomes winnable, every death becomes avoidable, and you stop depending on your teammates to carry you or even pull their own weight for that matter. Let's break it down. Gamesense is the skill no one really talks about, but it's the reason your favorite streamer is always at the right place at the right time and doing exactly what needs to be done. For a DPS, that means knowing when to be aggressive and when to hold back. If you're down a teammate, consider holding back and regrouping with your team. If you're up a teammate, play more aggressively, try to snowball and capitalize on your pick. You should also work on your target priority and know who to focus and who to leave alone. If it's still a 6v6, the best target priority is first you should focus whoever's out of position, then supports, DPS, and finally tanks. You should also consider knowing when your team can follow up and when you're alone. If you're alone and see a great opportunity to use your ult or push up, and your team isn't with you to help capitalize on the opportunity you create, stop pushing immediately. There's no point. You're better off grouping up with your team and saving your ult for a time where your team can capitalize on it with you. If you're dying with cooldowns up or chasing kills you can't finish, you don't need better mechanics. You need better timing. To build Gamesense, you need to stop seeing fights as chaos and start seeing them as stages. There are 3 phases to every team fight, and DPS players have a unique job for each one. This is when both teams are poking, rotating, maybe trading cooldowns. Your job? Scout, harass, pressure. You're not diving in yet, you're looking for who overextends, who wastes mobility, and where their supports are positioned. If someone slips, you punish instantly, but don't force it. Think Spider-Man zipping around, building pressure, but not really committing all of his cooldowns, and not going full on in. This is when a tank dives, or an ult gets popped, or someone finally steps too far. This is your moment. Now you commit. Only if you've spotted a target and know you'll get back up. You don't have to be the first one in, but you have to be the first one that's ready with a plan when everything goes down. If you win the fight, your job is to clean up. Finish low health targets and push the advantage. If it goes south, disengage and survive. Or die quickly so you can reset with your team. Good DPS players don't trickle back in or don't try to stay alive as long as they can even though they're inevitably gonna die. Just die quick so you can respawn with your team. Wait, regroup, then strike again at full strength. One death may reset everything. Gamesense is knowing when the fight's truly lost and not feeding the enemy ult charge. Ever dive a cloak just for her to fade away, or dive a Luna just to get frozen, or Mantis just to get slept? That's not bad luck, that's bad timing on your end. To build real Gamesense, you need to start tracking these abilities. To make it easy for you, here are the 3 types of abilities you need to look out for every fight. Movement abilities like Raccoon's Dash or Hela's Astral Flock. If they've used it, you've got a window. If they haven't, you're risking a trade you can't win. Defensive abilities like Cloak's Fade or Namor's Bubble. Never commit to a fight unless you've seen them burn it. And finally, ultimates. This one goes without saying, but if you know that their support has an ult, then don't dive them, or dive them with intention. Dive them trying to get them to use their ult so they won't have it for next fight. Now, you don't need to track everything perfectly, just recognize patterns. After a few games, you'll start to feel what's safe and what's suicide. You may not want to hear this, but every death is a free lesson. After every death, ask yourself, who killed me? Was it someone you shouldn't have been near? Where was my team? Were you overextended? How was your positioning? Did I need to take that fight? Was that the best way for you to use your cooldowns, or was there a better fight to take? What could I have done to avoid this from happening? Learn from your mistakes. This takes 2 minutes. Do it for a week. You'll literally watch yourself stop making the same mistakes, and that's how you actually climb. Gamesense isn't just about when to fight. It's about where you fight from. Your mechanics don't matter if you're taking duels out in the open, diving without cover, or flanking without an escape. Smart positioning puts you in control. High ground lets you see more and get focused less. You also get to choose when you want to engage. You want to engage, just peek over the ledge. You don't, just back up. Play around corners and force your enemies to overextend to reach you. Make them want to peek you and stop chasing them so much. And always make sure you're in LOS or line of sight of your supports. That way, whenever you take damage, you'll always have the opportunity to get healed. There's so many cases where a diving BP will complain about not getting healed. Meanwhile, he's in their backline. It bewilders me. I don't know how people expect to get healed when they're in their spawn. Every second you spend in a bad spot increases your chances of dying, no matter how good your aim is. This is the #1 mistake I see in every rank, and it's the one no one's fixing. If you want to climb, your positioning needs to be intentional, not accidental. And if you're not sure what good positioning looks like, that's what the next video is all about. I'll be breaking down exactly how to position as a DPS in Marvel Rivals, and how to stay alive longer, deal more damage, and make smarter plays without even changing your aim. So subscribe, because once you learn to position like a top player, everything else gets way easier. When I first started playing this game, I played a lot of Black Panther, and I dive in every time my cooldowns were up. I thought, I'm carrying, if I don't make a play, no one will, and I lost. A lot. But once I started watching the support ults, the tank paths, and enemy cooldowns, everything slowed down. I'd wait, I'd let the tank push up and draw the enemy cooldowns out so I could strike. And suddenly, I wasn't dying first. I was winning fights that looked unwinnable. That's what Gamesense does. It makes every move smarter, not harder. Look, there will always be someone younger with better aim, but Gamesense? That scales forever. It's the difference between hitting shots and hitting shots that matter. If you want to rank up fast, stop asking, how do I kill more? Start asking, how do I die less while doing more? That's where Gamesense lives. If you want to watch a video where I teach you how to pick the right DPS for the right situations, click here. I'm also really close to 500 subs, so if you found this video to be helpful, consider supporting me with the sub. Thanks for watching. See ya.